Come on, game. So apparently my game wasn't started, even though I started it beforehand.
Oh, that's weird. So, welcome everybody to Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway for the Winston Cup Xfinity Series. We'll be starting the round of 6, race 1 of round 3 in the Winston Xfinity playoffs. We have 6 drivers that are fighting for 4 spots. If one of them wins tonight, they are going to be going to the final 4. So, Art, you can see here there's a lot on the line. So, these drivers will be very, very tense tonight.
Yeah, especially, coming off of a track last week, which was at Kansas, it's going to be a little bit different of a race tonight, This is not one of your ordinary tracks, and it should be exciting to watch once I get into the party.
Absolutely. So as we're watching the cars on the first lap here, really exciting thing. One of the guys that's only made 4 starts in the Xfinity Series took the pole tonight. So a huge shout out to Zachary 770. He has had some decent finishes in the past, but nothing like this. So a great start for him, and maybe an upset on the horizon here as we watch him in that white number 60 car, followed by looks like Jared and Uzi and a couple more taking those top 5 spots real early on. But like you said, it's going to be a different race. This is a 1.25-mile track. Some people call it a short track. Some people call it a speedway. It's about the same distance as Darlington, but definitely an interesting track with 2 different corners. Variable banking here. A really interesting pit road entrance on the access road. So we're going to see some cool racing tonight.
The one thing that I do want to mention, to viewers out there that are actually, that sit down and watch real NASCAR, this is one of the track that doesn't get aired on TV. I don't know if it's because they don't race there in real life or what it is, but
in
it's
fact,
definitely
they do.
different. So, okay, they do.
But only in the Truck Series, which makes this interesting because this year we've been able to take the Winston Cup Series and the Xfinity Series to tracks that those cars don't race on normally. So this is another one of those examples where we're taking NASCAR to new heights and taking these Xfinity cars to a truck track, which makes it different because a lot of these guys are used to racing this track on the truck, so this track seems a lot faster now with these Xfinity cars. They're, a ton faster, so they're going to need to adjust their braking points and how they approach the corners.
Yeah, this track definitely is already giving me, a little bit of, I guess I could say Richmond, but not really, because, when they go into the turns, it's really Richmond-like, but at the same time, the front stretch or back stretch, it's almost like Indianapolis, but not as long. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I would consider this track to be most closely related with the speed of these cars to almost a Martinsville, because if you notice, you see how flat those corners are. They are a little bit more banked, of course, but you get that Martinsville feel because you're on the gas for quite a bit of time, and then you're braking really hard getting in those corners. So, it definitely has that flat, short track feel, but, it definitely has some of the higher speeds than you're used to.
I'm trying to pinpoint the leader here. I'm not quite
leader
sure
is Jared
who
right
it
now.
is.
So the Zachary
Oh.
770 or 7007 had the pole, and he started off strong, but the number 43 of Jared got around him, and now we're going to see little Uzi in that 52 car challenging for that second spot. And it looks like the 25 car coming up there in the 4th place. If these guys battle, it seems like they might catch him.
Well, let me go into my handy-dandy Discord here and look at the points, because that's what's going to be very interesting tonight. It looks like Looks like Sparkling Marker is in the lead, followed by, is it Libert?
Libert.
Libert. Libert.
Libert, yeah.
Libert
And then
58,
followed
yep.
by the Dab King is in third. Big Belly Brand is in fourth. And then below the cut line, you got Little Uzi and Upcountry Bullet. So those guys that are under the cut line, you know, they're going to have to finish in a good place tonight if they want to move on.
Of course. I mean, if you look at these points, they are, yeah, like Saxy just mentioned, this Xfinity playoffs has been super tight. Everyone has been separated by 2 or 3 points. So, you know, these 6 drivers are really going to have to work all 3 races. They're going to have good, consistent finishes. And if you guys at home want to, you know, see who these drivers are on track, the way to find them is they're the drivers with red numbers and red rims. So you'll be able to spot those very easily. Let's take a look at some of our playoff drivers right now.
Well, I got Little
one,
Uzi here in the number 52. Sorry for cutting you off there.
Spot,
He's running. He's running in the 52 Flex Sealed Ford, so he's hanging back there. It looks like he's with a group of guys. Let's see here.
Looks like
no,
Sparkling Marker is. It looks like towards the back of the pack here in the 32 Can-Am Chevrolet. Yeah, it looks like he might be in 12th. So not a great start for him. But if you look ahead of him, just ahead, there's another playoff driver. It looks like that might be Upcountry in the 28. Looks like Sparkly Marker just paid a pass on him, so that'd be worth a point. So a couple of the playoff drivers not doing super hot here early, but plenty of time to keep going here.
And, you know, I do want to point out, you know, as we all love it, NASCAR fans and stuff like that, we all love a good old-fashioned upset, you know, and looking at Jared here that's still in the lead, he's not a playoff driver. So, you know, if he gets, you know, involved with some playoff drivers, you know, he can still put a wrench in their day, you know, and end it pretty quickly.
So this is actually really interesting. So as I'm looking through the field here, it looks like a lot of the playoff drivers are sitting towards the back. We've got Big Belly Brand, Dab King, Sparkly, all those guys are kind of in a line. And we see the 28 of Upcountry on pit road. I can't tell if he's making a pit stop or he had an engine failure, but we're going to keep a close eye on the situation. See, no, he's on pit road, so he's coming off pit road right now, so it looks like an unscheduled pit stop for the 28 of Upcountry, playoff driver, but we'll see if that strategy pans out for him here.
Right, and like you said, you know, unscheduled pit stop. We don't know if that was, you know, maybe something went wrong with the car. Maybe he felt it was too loose and had to come in, you know, fairly early. But, you know, the one thing about this track, with it being, you know, as short as it is, you know, you really don't want to go a lap down, you know. I mean, you could probably survive a lap down, but once you get to the 2 laps down, 3 laps down, it's going to be really hard to get back on the lead lap without cautions.
Absolutely. So let's talk about our ones to watch as we're right at the beginning of the race here. I know we're a couple laps in and we've seen some people run up front, but Ark, who are you looking at tonight as your ones to watch?
Well, let's see if I can find him here.
Little Uzi and the 41 of Merkle Manor were battling a little bit.
Oh yeah.
He's not in the race. I was gonna say Colton, but he's not in the race. Let's see. Trying to find. I'm gonna say Sparkly Marker. You know.
Good choice.
You know, he proved himself, you know, last week at Kansas. He led the first stage until,
wow, look
you
at
know,
this
his
battle.
car
Sorry
started.
to cut you off, but look at this battle for the lead here. This is incredible. Sorry about that.
And
Continue.
those are 2 non-playoff drivers.
Oh yeah. Speaking of ones to watch, Sparkly Marker is definitely a good choice. I'm gonna go with this Zachary. I know he's a new driver. I know he hasn't had as much experience, but he put the car on the pole. He led the first couple of laps, and then he got by Jared, but he did not let Jared get away. He raced him right back down and actually gave him the bump and run and moved him, and he just regained the lead. So, you know, a new driver that hasn't made a lot of noise lately, but he's definitely showing he's got some strength tonight. So I'm definitely going to be watching the number 60. What about you, Saxy?
Yeah.
Who are you watching?
I'm most likely going to be watching Zachary or Jared, because they're running really close together. Both of them could, well, if it's not one of them, I don't know who, because they may wreck each other, then it could be
Oh,
anyone's
and the
game.
43 gets underneath him. Look at this, side by side for the lead. The 43 looking to get back around the 60. The 60 moved Jared, so, you know, Jared will definitely give it back, I'm sure, and just like he did there, but it looks like that 60 car is not giving up here.
You know, I'm looking at this little Uzi here, and he's close to the lead pack, or maybe not close to it. But
yeah, it looks like he's in 4th right now.
Yeah, he's in 4th right now, and you know, these playoff drivers are probably a little, you know, befuddled right now. You know, they're looking ahead of them. They're seeing a bunch of non-playoff car drivers, and they're probably thinking, "What the heck, man? We should be up there, not these scrubs."
Absolutely. So, I mean, little Uzi has worked himself up. Oh, and here we go. It looks like we're seeing some
He's
green
going
flag
down pit
pit
road.
stops
Uzi down pit
as
road.
little Uzi and a new driver tonight making his debut in Winston Xfinity 4 Tough. Also making pit stops. And it looks like the leaders as well, Zachary 7007 and Jared, are both on pit road, followed by another group of drivers. Let's see if we can figure it out. Looks like it might be Nilla, another new driver tonight. Boots to Asses 80 is also on pit road. It looks like Dab King is also on pit road. So we've got multiple playoff drivers making their scheduled pit stop.
Car in the wall.
Where we got?
Alrighty, well, he scraped the wall. He got a little loose, but he got her.
What's really
We've got
impressive
two
tonight
cars
is,
out here.
really impressive tonight is seeing the amount of new drivers tonight. We had a qualifying session of over 25 drivers, and it seemed a little interesting that some of our normal regulars did not make the race tonight, such as Mikey, Team Swish, and others. So we definitely have a lot of new drivers. I'm looking at right now the 35 of Extreme Shocks making his debut tonight in that 35 Toyota Exalta car, making his scheduled pit stop, along with, there's a regular, Merkelman in the 41,
Now, I got
coming
a
off
question
pit road
for
with
our
Sparkly
announcers
Marker.
here in the booth. You know, a lot of people are talking about manufacturers and how they do things differently and stuff like that. So, who would you say is the best position for manufacturer-wise in this race?
Well, if I'm looking correctly here at the front, I mean, if you look at the two cars that are dominating the race right now, you got a Ford and a Chevy. So I think it's kind of hard to pick at this point. And if we look at the playoff standings, if you want to look at the entire playoffs as a whole, it looks like we've got 3 Chevys, 2 Fords, and a Toyota. So an even mix there. But I can see 3, you know, for the moment, 3 Chevys and 1 Ford above the cut line. So if you're gonna say initially, you know, Chevy might have a slight advantage, but
Well, I mean, you
looks
may
like,
say
you
may
know.
say Chevy and Ford may have a slight advantage right now because they're in the front, but you know, being a NASCAR fan and watching these guys in real life and stuff like that, you know, Toyotas are not no slouch either at short tracks like this, and you know, it proves when the real Cup cars, when they go to Martinsville and stuff like that, it seems like the Toyotas are doing pretty good there. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this thing if a Toyota is close to the front pack.
That's true. I think our leading Toyota right now would be Nilla MG in the 29 Toyota. He's sitting in, I believe, 5th spot right now. He's another one of those drivers making his first start, so we'll see if he can work his way up there. But as far as our playoff tracker goes, it looks like Sparkly Marker and Uzi are sitting right now in the, it looks like third and fourth position. It might be. I can't tell if that one car is a lap car in front of them there, but it looks like they are definitely in the top 5. So a couple of your playoff drivers getting up there early, while some others struggling.
I'm definitely saying Ford during this race has been kind of one of the top is the top manufacturer, because if you look at the top 4, 3 of the 4 are Fords out of the top 4. So
yeah, good point. It seems like there is quite a few Fords up there right now. So you never know, but it looks like we got Sparkly Marker and Jared holding tough for Team Chevy. I'm looking at the Double Zero of Libert back here. He's battling with Big Belly Brands, so 2 playoff drivers towards the back, definitely fighting it out for every point they can get, because this is definitely going to be a tight one. We got action all over the track. I'm looking at, it looked like Dab King and another car are battling for one of the positions in the back, and we also got Ford Tough making the pass on what it looks like the 30 car, hanging tough with Little Uzi. I'm pretty sure that might be a lap car, but I'm not quite sure here.
It looks like up in the lead pack, the 2 drivers that were fighting hard, I believe Zachary has fallen back from the lead just a little bit, as there's now a separation between the leaders.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like that 25 of Alec is not there. 95, excuse me, of Alec is on the lead lap. So he was in 3rd there. Looked like he got up there on a little bit of pitch strategy, but it looks like those tires are wearing a little bit, and he lost a couple spots. But let's see if he can fight back up there with Ford and try to get that spot back.
Yep, and we've got 12 laps to go in stage 1.
12 to go. All right.
I always like to do it, and fans at home, I know you like to hear the NASCAR engine, so if my co-commentators will join me in this, let's do a little turn it up for the fans here. Man, I gotta say, listening to these engines, that you kind of hear that consistency of, getting on the gas and going into, easing off the gas, as you hear so many times, like if you listen to onboards in real life at Martinsville or Bristol or stuff like that. So it definitely has that distinctive sound of a short track here at Worldwide Technology Speedway at Gateway.
Oh yeah, I think you mentioned one of the keys to the race, and I'll do a little bit of progression with this, so we'll call it Slides Keys of the Race. We'll start with the first one early on tonight. You mentioned it, and that's consistency. Consistency is going to be key here tonight. Like we said before, this track races like a short track, so the key to any short track is consistency. You need to hit your marks. You need to make sure that you don't get loose or hit the grass. You need to keep plugging away at those lap times, because it's very difficult to catch and pass here. So you're going to need to make sure that you stay consistent.
And I tell you what, right now, Jared El Bestia, he's just dominating this race. But, I've seen so many times in these races that the car that's dominating the most seems to get in trouble on the final stage. Prime example, last week, I believe it was Flat Colton. He was leading that whole thing, and unfortunately he got involved in a couple of accidents late. But it just seems, there's this one guy that dominates the first 2 stages, and if this pattern continues, and I would like to call this Arkham's patterns of the race here, if the patterns keep on continuing, we may be seeing somebody else in that lead coming to the final stage as this race goes on.
Absolutely. Let's check in with our playoff drivers right now. So as we wind down to the end of stage 1, who's going to get those stage points? I'll tell you one guy who's not going to get stage points. It's that 28 car of Upcountry, who seemed like he made an unscheduled pit stop there, and he just went a lap down to Jared. So that's not going to look good for him early on. But as far as the rest of the top 5, we got Lil Uzi sitting there, and I believe is second. And then it looks like Sparkly Marker's back there in 5th. Look at this. It's almost a 3-wide battle with Ford Tough and Zachary along with Sparkly Marker. You know Sparkly Marker wants to take those 2 spots and get some more stage points.
Oh yeah, definitely. And these playoff drivers are, I'm not gonna say, this is only the first stage, and if I was a driver, I wouldn't push it as hard as I would, coming for the second stage or final stage. But you definitely want to make sure that you're in a position for, getting some stage points here, because they are very important when it comes to playoff races.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Good.
Okay, so me being in my league, I started mid-season. I mean, Slide Job did too, but I mean, he's won every single race he's been in. But me running mid-pack and getting wrecked right before every stage end really hurts, especially when this is our final race before the playoffs. Luckily, I am in the playoff standings, and what I would recommend would make sure you get as many stage points, because you never know what's going to happen in that 3rd stage. You could get shuffled to the back and finish dead last.
Absolutely, and I think, it's really, as we get closer and closer to that cut race, every single point's going to matter, and these are easy points, You don't have to finish first or win a stage, to get a point. These are just finishing in the top 7, which is going to be interesting here, because as I'm watching, it looks like Big Belly Brand and Libert 58 are going to be battling for that 7th place spot. So these 2 guys that need those extra points are battling right now, and we'll see which one of those 2 gets it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing a couple of cars. They're starting to get loose now, so that may be signs of their tires falling off just a little bit, which is common here at a track like this. Or it just could be, they're trying to, maybe you can. I wouldn't quite say conserve fuel, because it's probably getting really close to the end of the stage here, but. Maybe they're trying to take an approach like you would at Talladega. Stay in the back so that in case there is a wreck, you don't get involved. And that's one thing that I want to add to these kind of keys to the race. I got 3 of my own keys, and sorry if I'm borrowing your idea here, Slide Job, but my first key is pit strategies. Depends on what pit strategy you on, could end up costing you, or it could help you. Second thing, cautions. Okay, I know right now there's not many cautions. In fact, there hasn't been a caution in this race, but since I've started commentating this league, which is a wonderful league, by the way, go check them out on Facebook if you want to join. But the one thing that I've seen with this race, there will be no cautions in the first stage, maybe a little bit in the second stage, but when that final stage hits, when drivers start putting their foot down and start trying to pass each other, it seems like there's a lot of cautions there. In fact, I think we just came to the end of stage 1.
No, yep, we just finished stage 1, and it looks like Jared is going to be our stage winner.
Non-playoff driver wins the stage.
Yep, non-playoff driver, and it looks like Sparkly Marker might be in 3rd there, and it looks like 4th place. Yeah, 4th place will be Merkel, 5th will be Nilla, and let's see, yeah. So it looks like, from what I understand, only 3 playoff drivers of the 6 got stage points. So that might be a huge factor here. Especially, let's talk about Little Uzi, a guy that he's been doing pretty well, but has always, not contended for wins as much. Finishing 2nd in this stage. So is that an early precursor that maybe he might win the race. We'll see. But especially for somebody in the playoffs,
Green
he
flag
is
back
doing what
out
he
here
needs
at
to do.
Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway for Stage 2.
Ah, look how tight this is. Oh, look, some contact in the middle.
Man.
Big belly brand involved with that. Can't tell who the other car was, but look at these guys way back in the pack. Double file still.
Little Uzi takes the
wide,
lead.
but
Little
keeping
Uzi
it
to the
clean.
lead.
Look at that. And it
Wow.
looks like Sparkly Marker challenging for second. And one driver looks like almost made it to pit road. I don't know if they're pitting or not, but look at this. 2 playoff drivers taking charge.
And I tell
right
you what,
away.
you know what happened during that course of the pace laps in Stage 2? All the playoff drivers
Ooh, some contact there.
Yeah, but all the
41 is
playoff
putting a
drivers,
bumper
they
to that
communicated
25.
with each other, and they were like, get this scrub of a non-playoff driver out of here. We're the ones running this race.
Look at this. Look, we gotta watch this battle right here. Look at the 25, the 43, and the 41. 3 wide as they come through turns 1 and 2. It looks like Jared's able to get that
That's
spot
incredible.
back, pull behind Sparkly Marker, but look at these guys. They are not giving an inch. That 41 definitely looks like he's hungry to get that spot back. And looks like the 60 car of Zachary puts it down underneath.
And I tell you
looks
what,
like
ladies
Ford.
and gentlemen, y'all watching at home, these are some talented drivers to put it 3 wide going into one of these turns, because I tell you what, that was incredible.
Oh, there's some contact there. I can't tell who that was. It looked like the 8 car of Dab King got in the middle there with Ford and a couple others that he got put 3 wide down the middle. Not good for him. It looks like Merkelman in the one side wall. Don't know what happened there, but oh, somebody went really high up the track. It looked like Midnight Peak went really high, but I don't know what happened to the 41. He just dove to the inside wall. It definitely wasn't lag because he slowed down, so that was a not a good thing to happen there.
Oh, the lead's getting up tense here. I believe it's Sparkly Marker is fighting Little Uzi here. 2 playoff drivers fighting for
Here
the
they
lead
are,
here.
yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, Sparkly Marker in the wall. I can't tell why that was. He looks like he just lost it.
You know,
That's
Oh,
2
yeah.
drivers in the span of 2 laps that have lost it coming into
you
the
know
corner.
what? I just realized some folks at the booth have just handed me some papers, and they said, watch out for that wall coming out of that straightaway because there's a big opening there, and they may be confusing that
Oh, yeah.
and hitting it.
So I'm glad you just mentioned that because Slide Job's keys to the race, number 2, is going to be that wall. So one thing I've experienced at Gateway, unlike any other track, is there are many pitfalls on that outside wall. Every driver here is accustomed to running that outside wall within inches of it to get a straight line down the back straightaway, but you just can't do that at Gateway. On the back straight, there's a giant kick out, and then and on the front stretch,
Right
there's a
before 1 and 2.
and right before turn 1 and 2, and then there's a bump on the right in the exit of 2. So it's a really, really treacherous wall, and you do not want to get close to it, as you've seen there. A couple drivers getting into it early on.
Whoa, hold on a minute. Did I just see bump drafting here at this track? Look at the top cars. What the heck?
That's a testament to how fast Gateway really is. Oh, and it looks like Zachary giving the bumper back to Jared, trying to get that second spot back. So there's one of our drivers that we're really watching here that kind of fell back on the long run. So, Ark, I gotta ask you, do you think that Zachary has a short run car and that's how he was able to stay up front and then he lost it, or do you think they're going to make some adjustments for that long run?
Based on what I'm watching, it definitely looks like he has a short run car. The reason why I'm saying this is because, as you see right now, it looks like his car is kind of falling off the pace. Even though he's in 3rd place, you know, it looks like Jared
well, for right
just
now,
passed
though, because
him
we
right
just
now.
started, so.
Yeah, but we'll definitely see as this stage goes on. I can't really tell, but I think right now it may be important to have a long run car on this track.
We gotta
Absolutely.
pass the
I mean, we
lead,
saw
guys.
we saw stage 1 go completely green. So my
Mhm.
prediction is that we're gonna go green all stage 2 as well, as these drivers get spread out. But it looks like, yeah, Little Uzi got moved there from the lead by Jared, and he lost the second spot as well. So we'll
Oh
see
yeah.
if he can rebound. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking a little bit farther back. We got some battles back here.
You know what I love
One
about
of the big
tracks
ones I
like
saw was good.
the one things that I like tracks like about some of these tracks is as we see 60 hitting the wall.
Oh, we got a car in the wall.
We got a crash. Is that Zachary? Oh no.
Yep, he hit.
Oh.
I'll tell you what, I told you, key to the race. He hit that wall. He
Libbert
hit
was
that kick out in
involved.
the wall coming down to back, and that's a caution. Multiple
Libbert was
cars
involved.
involved.
That is so.
I tell you
Accidentally
what,
disconnected.
you know, that's the treachery of Gateway. You think you got a good run going down the front stretch, clean wall, and then all of a sudden you misjudge it and you hit that kick out, and you're gonna take out 3 or 4 cars with you. So what a mistake there. But I'll tell you who that helped. Let me tell you who that helped. Let's look at the no, let's look at that car right behind Sparkly Marker, that number 8 of Dab King. He was coming through the field. We know he has a fast car, but it seemed like he was getting trapped in traffic. But with a couple cars wrecking and him avoiding it, it looks like he got himself some valuable track position. So we'll see what he can do with it.
Whoa! Somebody
Can I get
did
another invite back
start.
because I accidentally disconnect.
Oh, it looks like the 16 just had an engine expire right on the restart. Wow.
That
look
jumbled
at this.
everybody
We got
up. Everybody
three
getting into
3
everybody.
wide, 4 wide coming through. Wow. Look at that. Looks like Little Uzi got shuffled back there. Jared taking the lead. A car in the grass down the backstretch. It looks like that might be the 41 of Merkel Man. But look at the 8 of Dab King going underneath the 25 for the second spot. What did I tell you, folks? Here he comes. But Little Uzi's not going to give up there. And we got you know who else that caution helped? Look no further than the 4th place car. Now 3rd place, that 78 of Big Belly Brand, a playoff driver that was struggling early.
The one thing that, it's kind of interesting here. You see how they're all 2 wide, 3 wide, and 4 wide and stuff like that. That's actually not good because with them being double wide and triple wide and quadruple wide and stuff like that, it's allowing your leader here, Jarrett, to get away. A non-playoff driver.
Yeah.
My add you.
For sure, he looks like he's checking out. He loves seeing this rearview mirror, all this battling going on. Look at the 78 of Big Belly Brand moving Little Uzi up the track as the 2 guys behind him battle. These guys look like they are ramping up the aggression. They are trying to fight for every position. And Jared's just loving this. He is driving away right now.
We were talking about that lead Toyota car, and unfortunately, it looks like he's really fallen back. He's not doing much here, so, as we were talking about manufacturer-wise, Toyota may not be the key here. As we got 3 wide between the 25 double zero.
Look at this.
Man, that's
They were
unbelievable.
4 wide going into turn 2.
Can you believe they
were
just went
4
3 wide going into that turn?
Wow. Look at this battle back here. We got, it looks like the 78, the 70, and I can't tell who that was in the middle, but you got 2 cars there, the 70 and the 78 that have good cars, and they're on the move. They do not want to get caught behind these other cars, so they are on the move to get back to the front here.
Wow.
One guy.
It looks like Merkel Man's engine has expired. He's sitting in pit road.
Wow. What a shame. I mean, it's not a total bad thing because he's not a playoff driver, but you hate to see that. But one guy I was going to mention who has kind of been a sleeper tonight as far as playoff drivers is, look no further than that 00 of Libbert. He started towards the back. He kind of rode towards the back in that first stage, but he is coming strong. It looks like he's sitting in that 6th position there. Yeah, 6th position right behind Ford, working his way up to the front.
Well, you
He
know
definitely
what?
has an advantage over some of the other playoff drivers.
Look
He's
at
showing that
this.
strength again.
Look at this. The 32 car of Sparkly Marker moving up in the field. I told you, I said he was going to be one of the drivers to watch. I think you said he was going to be one of the drivers to watch, and right now he's proven that here at Gateway.
Absolutely. He's kind of stayed up there towards the front most of the race. He's got a hornet's nest behind him. But if he can just run some consistent laps, he can pull away from those guys battling, as Little Uzi has done. We'll see if he can catch that leader, Jared. But Jared, for the moment, is pulling out there. But look at this battle we got back here. We got Ford, and it looks like, let's see. Let's get a little closer to the action. We got Ford and Libbert, Big Belly brand. It looks like Dab King is in there. Yeah, we've got 5 cars under a blanket here. Yeah, there it is. We got Dab King, Libbert, Zachary, Big Belly brand, all fighting for, it looks like, that 5th spot. And it looks like even Extreme Shocks is poking his nose in there. So if these guys keep battling, they might have the rest of the field come up to him.
And it's quite funny, when you think about a playoff race, all eyes are attention on the playoff drivers, right? But you can't forget about these non-playoff drivers, because they're on a mission too. Next season they may be looking for another team to join, they may be looking for another car to get into. So, it's still,
Absolutely.
even for these drivers that are not in the playoffs, that are still, racing here, they still have something to prove here, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upset at the end of this thing.
I agree with you, and I'll tell you what, as far as Jared's position right now, I think the only thing he's thinking is win. I mean, the playoff drivers are, obviously still fighting for that championship, but these non-playoff drivers, they don't have much to lose here, so they're going to do everything in their power just to win. That's really what they've got left, to show that they have a good car, that they're a good driver. They want to get some momentum going into next season, prove to everyone that they're worth having on their team. So, that's a good point, that, so don't count some of these drivers out.
No. I'm looking here at Sparkling Marker here, and, I tell you what, I think he's going to have something to say before this is all and over. And, with Gateway being such a tricky track, as you can see that opening of the wall there, it scares me every time when they come around those turns, man. But,
oh, yeah.
As they're going
We used to make
into
a joke about that.
Yeah.
We used to call it the hot dog area, because we used to make the joke that somebody'd park a hot dog cart in that little spot and hand drivers hot dogs that went by. So, that's not a place you want to be. I can't sit here and say that I've avoided it, because I've hit it a ton. So, these drivers, I'm sure they're just like you, clenching their teeth a little bit every time they go by it.
Well, I got a question for you, being that you are you're in the Cup Series and you're in the Truck Series and stuff like that, what is the main difference, between trucks running this racetrack compared to Xfinity? Like, what are you seeing is the main difference here today?
So, I'll mention that as we see Jared making his scheduled stop on the pit road. So, leader on pit road, that means that the rest of the cars will be cycling through green flag pit stops. But as far as the differences between the series here, like I mentioned before, the trucks are a lot slower here. So you almost feel like you're going down the back straightaway forever before you get to the turn. But one of the struggles with the trucks was getting the car to turn. Truck to turn, because they are so tight. You got to get them turned around to make that long corner. With the Xfinity car, it's a little bit different, because you have a balance. With the Cup car, the struggle is getting too loose. As I remember, we had Gateway about week 12 in the Cup Series, and I ended up winning that race. But the challenge there was getting so loose off the corners that you were wearing that right rear. So saving tires and keeping the car straight was a challenge. With these Xfinity cars, I think why we're seeing such a great race today is because they're a little bit balanced. They're not super loose. like the Cup car, but they're also not super tight, so they do, turn the corner really well. So it really makes for great racing here. I honestly believe the Xfinity cars are the best series to race at this track. Oh, we see some contact on the access road. It looked like Zachary got into the back of the 25 of Ford Tough on the access road. So, seems some aggression not only on the track but even getting on pit road.
And I was gonna add that to my keys to the race here. I was saying, pit stop strategies and cautions, but what about getting onto pit road? That right there, as we just saw contact. That let's say it's the final stage and it's the final pit stop of the race. They're gonna try to get on that pit road as fast as they can to be the first car out.
Absolutely. I think one of the interesting characteristics about Gateway is that it has an access road. We've seen a couple others throughout the season. We saw Homestead has one. We haven't gotten Indy yet, but a lot of the tracks don't have one. So I think one of the interesting parts about Gateway is that it really adds an extra challenge of making sure you can get on pit road via that access road.
Yeah, definitely here, as I've been watching Sparkly Marker for forever here, going back into the field here. Let's see, there's another playoff contender there, but trying to see here. Is Little Uzi still the leader?
And it looks like he might be. I did not see him come down pit road yet. I saw our leader Jared and some of the 4th and 5th place cars going down pit road. I'm not sure if Dab King has made his pit stop yet. I see him in front of Jared. He may have pitted a little bit later, and Jared's going to have to run him down. But one of the interesting things that I found about Gateway is that the pit strategy is key. Like you said, what I found is that if you try to short pit people, it's very effective. I learned personally in the truck race, I tried a different strategy than some other people. I tried staying out a little bit later, to maybe save some fuel, but it just didn't pan out. The amount of time that those new tires gain on the old tires just wipes away any strategy. So you can see that once we cycle through here, I think Jared's going to have a much bigger lead than he had going in just because of those fresh tires.
Well, yeah, definitely here, and you got to mention the fact that the 12 drove a little bit high there, but the one thing about this race being that it is such a, it's not the shortest track on the circuit, but it's still a track in my mind, and that's the one thing about short tracks. You go into pit road, you think you got a good pit stop, but then you find out that the person that came in behind you, starts gaining on you, and you're like, man, what's going on? But it's because of what you mentioned, those tires. This is a track where the key thing here is if you have the newer tires, you better hunt everybody down that you can, because once you start losing grip, then you may not be able to pass cars as fast as you used to.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like now, like I said before, we'll watch the gap between the leader and second place, and it looks like Jared has maybe a 2-second lead on Sparkly Marker. It looks like we have a lap down car there in between them. I don't believe that car's on the lap, but it looks like he's got about a 2-second lead, so a little bit longer than he had before. So that that definitely those new tires help, but I think Sparkly Marker came down right after him. So Sparkly saw that and said, I'm not going to let you get that big of an advantage on me.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the one thing that I also wanted to mention about short tracks like this. Lap traffic is going to play a big key role in this, because You know, the leaders are going down, and I know that the Winston Racing League has rules for, you know, lap car drivers and stuff like that, but you know, they definitely can be a spoiler, you know, because of, you know, you gotta remember, you know, these lap down drivers, you know, they're trying to get their lap back, you know, and you know, they may do all they can to get those lap backs, but they also still gotta understand, you know, if the leaders are coming, you know, you sometimes have to just give up those spots, and you just gotta, you know, go on with your race.
Absolutely. I think, you know, we'll see what happens here, but I would think that if somebody was a non-playoff driver, you know, they would let the leader go and some of the other people go a lot easier than, say, you know, the leader comes up on a playoff driver. You know, of course that guy is going to run him a little bit harder just because of, you know, they need to stay on the lead lap to stay competitive. So,
Yeah.
you know, we'll see. I think it has a lot to do with respect on the racetrack. I know personally, you know, if a driver, you know, consistently lets somebody by when they're leading, and then when it's their time to be in the lead, you know, other people will move over for them for sure. So,
I
and
believe
it
that's the
looks
end of
like, I
stage 2.
believe, yes, the end of stage 2. So it looks like Jared is going to be your winner of stage 2, as well as stage 1. Sparkly Marker finishing second, so good playoff points for him. And it looks like, I believe, I can't tell who that white car was in third, but I believe that might have been Zachary, working his way up here. See if we can get a look at it. Hopefully it comes around before they reset. Darn it. Yeah, I can't tell who that is. And it looks like Libert got in there. Oh no, that's Dab King. So Dab King sneaking in there in third, getting some valuable points. It looks like Big Belly Brand, Uzi, and Libert got in the top 7. So a lot of playoff drivers somehow filtering their way to the top. How about that?
Alrighty, here we go, race fans. This is what we've been waiting for. Here we go, the final stage. Green flag in the air here at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Man,
We got a new leader.
that's a tricky
I'm
name
trying
to
to
say,
figure out
man.
who that is. It looks like the 12 of Boots played some pit strategy and is now in the lead with Zachary, Sparkly Marker, and Jared hot on their heels.
Three
It looks like he
wide,
may have stayed out.
Jesus!
Wow, and it looks like, you know, who capitalized on that one. It looked like Jared had no problem getting in front of some of those other drivers. Yeah, look at Boots falling very fast.
Well, so far
He
we've
is,
only had one caution, and I believe that was stage 2 when Zachary hit the wall.
Oh, it
so.
looks like the 29 getting into the rear bumper of Dab King, sending him up the track a little bit. You know, Dab King being a probably won't like much.
No.
So we'll see if he will retaliate as he comes up on the back bumper of the 12, who is definitely falling.
Well, I heard some
fast on what
contact in the
looks like
back there. It
that
looked like
strategy.
somebody got into somebody. It wasn't quite a wreck, but they definitely got loose. I couldn't tell who it was, though.
Yeah. It looks like you got a huge battle back here. It looks like between a couple. It looks like Zachary's back there, 3 wide with Big Belly Brand. Looks like Midnight Peak is there. Looks like Ford Tough is there. So you got a couple of guys back there that know they have fast cars trying to get through the field, and they can't do it.
And we got a battle for the lead brewing here. It's not quite there, but I tell you what, man. Jared is probably hanging on the edge of his seat leading that race.
Absolutely, you know, this is crazy. I mean, these drivers have done a hell of a job. I mean, we've only had one caution tonight, and it was that tricky wall, but these drivers have been doing a heck of a job battling.
Have you noticed, too, coming off of that turn where that wall is, everybody stays low instead of high? I've kind of found that. Like, they don't want them dang hot dogs, man.
Well, I think after they saw Zachary take that rookie plunge into that wall kick out, I think they're all. Oh, we got a car around in the back. It's a blue car. I believe that's a 35. Let's see who that was. Yeah, it was the rookie Extreme Shocks in the 35. It looked like
No
he got
caution.
high
I
up off
think
the
it was
corner.
a solo wreck.
No. Yeah, he looks like he got into that wall we were talking about and got himself spun around. But he's got significant nose damage on that car. Not a good mistake there for him. So, you know, hopefully he can rebound. But that was definitely not good. But the good part of that whole situation is that he was towards the back and on the outside and did not collect any other drivers.
You know what I found interesting about stage 2 as we're on the final stage here, you know, we were talking about that hornet's nest and it's made its return now, but you know, as we get
Talk
closer
about
to
hornets,
the
that's 3 wide coming through the corner.
yeah.
Uzi, Dab King, and Booth. And looks like Zachary in that white Ford car is coming up through and gonna join that 4 pack battle over here. You know what I'm not surprised about? Look how far that 12 car has fallen. It did not look like whatever strategy he employed to get to the front there, it did not pay off for him. He is stacking up the field here in the middle of the track. You know, he is getting passed. So, but meanwhile, we got 3 cars up in the front. You know, it looks like the 00 of Libert and 32 of Sparkly Marker have caught our leader and are going to be battling all 2 of them playoff drivers, the latter 2. So my question to you, Ark, is what would one of these guys do to get that lead as Sparkly Marker dives in underneath Jared?
Well, I think Sparkly Marker is answering the question for me, my guy.
Yeah, I think they're, you know, I can speak from experience. When you have a fast car, and you know you do, and a spot in the final 4 is sitting in front of you, you will do whatever you can.
Still
to
3
get that
wide,
spot.
man. I tell you what, the 60, the 78 car, they were 3 wide coming out of that turn.
Oh
and
man,
I tell you
we
what,
still got a battle for the lead up here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get back up there. You know,
it looks like Jared's holding tough, but that 32 car, he is all over the back bumper.
Is those all Camaros too?
That's bringing the 00 in 3rd spot is in a Mustang right now, but the 2 of them are battling, and Libert is sitting there licking his chops, waiting for one of those 2 to make a mistake or get slow.
I have a feeling before the end of this race, that hot dog stand is going to get another victim.
Yeah, it might. Now I'm watching. It looks like we still got that battle between Dab King, Zachary, and Big Belly Brand. Oh! Looks like Dab King got a little loose coming out of turn 4. He went way wide coming in, but he caught it. So props to him for saving that car, because that could have been playoff implications.
Yeah.
Let's check in with some of our other playoff drivers. So we see 2 of them in the top 3. We talked a lot about little Uzi early. It looks like he's sitting in that 4 spot. Big Belly Brand 2 spots behind him. Those guys doing a great job. And then we got Dab King fighting with the 70 car. We mentioned him. So the last person we're mentioning, it looks like a guy who has been struggling in this race. We're going to mention Upcountry Bullet. So a guy that he's been fighting really hard to stay in these playoffs. Getting that 6th spot on points.
The 00 fighting for the lead here with Beast.
Uh-oh. So
he
yeah,
backed
the
out. Oh, wreck!
Crash. Oh, we got a big crash. No, it looks like 1 car around. That looks like Sparkly Marker is around. And we are staying green here, folks. That was not good for Sparkly Marker. Did you see what happened there?
It looked like why, but coming out of the corner there, somebody got grabbed by that hot dog stand, and it looked like 2 cars went around, but I guess it was only 1.
Wow. No, it must have been Libert as well, because I'm looking up here and I only see the 43. So it looks like those 2 playoff drivers that were up in the top 3, they are now in trouble.
My question is, why wasn't that a caution, though?
It looked like, not only one of them hit the wall.
It looked like two of them
I can't find Libbert yet.
Yeah.
So 32, the 32 is Sparkly Marker, definitely towards the back here. And it looks like, let's see if we can get a spot on Libbert here. Yeah, Libbert, it seems like he hasn't fallen back as far. He's fallen back to about 6. So it looks like not a lot of damage on him. So the 00 definitely saved that, whatever happened there. So yeah. I think, the caution didn't come out because that was a single car wreck. It looked like the 32 of Sparkly Marker took all of that. Unfortunately for him, Libbert definitely lost a lot of speed, lost a ton of spots, but see, the interesting part of that is now, that's why I believe Libbert's in the playoffs. I mean, look what he just did. Something bad happened, and even though it slowed him down, he was able to hold on to it and salvage the performance here. So he's still in the hunt. But you know who that helped a lot? I'll tell you who that helped. That 52 of Little Uzi and that 78 of Big Belly Brand, who are now 2nd and 3rd. So what a flip from 2 playoff drivers that were 2nd and 3rd to another set of playoff drivers that are 2nd and 3rd.
Right now, Jared is, he's driving forward in this race, but I tell you what, when that wreck happened, I bet you he looked back and he was like, whew, man, I just missed that one.
Yeah. Well, that for sure. I mean, that battle was heating up. I mean, those two had caught Jared, and they weren't letting him go. So, he was for sure sweating there. Now he's got a little bit of a cushion. He can relax, but don't look now, because I'll tell you what, that 52 car, he's got a car under him tonight. He may be able to catch Jared, as it looks like we've got a couple of cars making their scheduled green flag pit stops here. Let's see if we can find out who that is. It looks like we got Alec and the 95 of Alec, and it looks like the 12 of Boots. So those two guys that look like they stayed out front there on pit strategy, they're coming in now. So, it looks like their strategies played out. They fell a couple spots there. We'll see where they come out, but definitely two guys that seemed like they didn't have the car to win tonight, trying something different.
I have to say, with Sparkly Marker being, involved in that wreck, he has some damage, but it's not slowing him down. He's still putting the pedal to the metal here.
He is. But
is that a crash coming out of pit road? What was that? Was that glitch?
I don't know.
They were like hugging each other coming out of here.
He is. But
is that a crash coming out of pit road? What was that? Was that glitch?
I don't know.
They were like hugging each other coming out of pit road.
I don't know. I mean, there must have been those two cars that had been. Yeah, it looks like they're straight and everything. It looked like the 12 and the 95 came out together, but
I think it was
two
just
cars can't share the same access
glitch.
road, so
it was a heat 4 glitch.
Yeah, probably. But what I was saying before is, who that whole accident benefited? That guy that's been struggling in this race, Upcountry Bullet. I'm sure he'll have a great 2 more races. I know he was telling me Gateway was his worst in this round, so we'll see if he can rebound. But he just passed Sparkly Marker. So,
I tell you what,
that's not good for him.
Yeah, being involved in that wreck and with the damage that Sparkly Marker has now, it's really going to be hard for him to get a good position now, I think.
Absolutely. So we are cycling through here. I believe the leaders made his pit stop. I believe a couple of the others in that front pack have made theirs, but we're still cycling here. So we'll see. I'm interested to see when we get out of green flag pit stops what the gap is from Jared to Uzi and Big Belly Brand, who haven't pit yet. Looks like the 25 of Ford Tough making that left turn on the pit road. It looks like Big Belly Brand, who was in second, made his pit stop, or is making his pit stop. I can't tell if Little Uzi has yet. Let's see. Midnight Peak on pit road. Sparkling Marker on pit road. Let's see. Yeah,
Sparkling,
little
yeah.
Uzi's making that left turn now. So we'll see where he cycles out, but it looked like he stayed out for 3 or 4 more laps. So I don't know about you, but I think that may hurt him. Here comes Jared unlapping himself. So we'll see this gap, but I don't see that helping him any because Jared pitted much earlier.
Yeah. Definitely, and what did I say? One of my pit strategy, and right now it's really proven its existence here at Gateway.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess it seems like as we're going on through another long run here, I'll go to Slide Job's third key of the race. And for Gateway, the key here is tire management. So
Yeah.
a lot of races that have happened previously at Gateway in this league have come down to who can take care of those right side tires. And it seems like those who can conserve that right rear have been the ones to be victorious. So it's gonna be who can keep the tires underneath them and who will be able to outpit the other ones. So we shall see. I'm looking at Uzi, and of course Alec and Boots have already made their pit stops. They'll cycle in front here, but I'm sure they will cycle back once they make their pit stops again. But I don't see the well, now I see Jared. He looks like he has either spent on pit road here, or he's just that far ahead of Uzi. I'm trying to see. No, he's just that far ahead. Quite a long distance between him and it looks like Big Belly brand there. There's a white car in between. I think that might be a lap car, but the difference between him and Little Uzi is probably up to 5 or 6 seconds now.
And it's funny, according to the trends, Jarrett should not be leading this race right now. Something should have happened to him already, and obviously he's going against the trends, and of course, that's possible in races. We've seen in real life Larry Mack is not always right, but it's surprising that a non-playoff driver is just completely dominating this race. Because you would be thinking.
Yeah.
You'd be thinking a playoff driver would be up there, like Little Uzi or, somebody like that. But no, it's Jarrett, that sneaky non-playoff driver car. He's just killing everybody on this track.
Well, you think that, but let's talk about who this non-playoff driver is. So Jared is one of our full-time Cup guys. He did not want to run a full Xfinity season. He wanted to run a couple different races here and there. Almost a Kyle Busch situation.
Yeah.
Just getting some more seat time and experience. So, he's definitely one of the most talented drivers in the Cup Series, and he's really showing it here, just the skill and consistency that he has.
Well, I just want to bring the attention to the viewers at home that are watching. Next Sunday, the Truck Series is going to Talladega, and I believe the Cup Series next week is going to Phoenix.
ISM.
Phoenix, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, and that's Sunday night and that's Monday night. So make sure to stay tuned for those races. I tell you what, man, that truck race at Talladega, that's going to be an exciting race.
Absolutely, that's not going to be one you're going to want to miss. If it's any indication at all, we had an Xfinity and a Cup race at Talladega, and they were highly contested. So it's going to be really interesting, but I think it's going to be even more exciting in the trucks because of how slower and more pack-heavy those trucks are. They're more stable. People can make crazier moves. So, Talladega is going to be wild, and so is ISM. It's definitely a challenging and technical track. With the Cup boys, it's always an exciting race. Those guys are so fast and so skilled. So it's going to be a challenging long race. You know, you're going to have to keep that car underneath you for so many laps and make sure you hit all 3 of those different corners perfectly.
You know, I kind of find this funny, but where did the hornet's nest go, man? I don't see it anywhere.
Oh
They're
man,
all separated.
it looks like somebody took it and shook it around and spread it out because, you know, and like I said before, you know, it's all about consistency in those tires. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, that's what's going to spread the field out here. And, you know, Jared is obviously a master at this, being a Cup driver. But,
yeah.
you know, it looks like I can't imagine that the number 60 is a lap down. So it looks like Zachary 7007 is in second place right now. Newer driver to the Xfinity series. So, yeah, but, you know, we knew he had a fast car, you know, getting the pole. So, you know, we're watching him. He was my pick to guy to watch the race. But the other interesting fact, 2 playoff drivers sitting in second or third and fourth, Uzi and Big Belly Brand. Those are 2 guys that you know can save tires because they are also Cup Series drivers. They were both eliminated this year, but efforts back to the Xfinity Series. So the 2 of them doing a great job tonight. Both grabbing stage points in both series or both stages. So, you know, great job by them. Let's look a little bit farther back. You know, looks like Nilla and Ford Tough are kind of on an island behind them.
Yeah.
So they got spaced out there. Let's see, go back a little bit farther here. We do have a battle way back in the pack. We got KR and Sparkly and it looks like Extreme Shocks, but what a disappointing night for Sparkly Marker. He definitely had a top 3 car, and now he's back here in probably 15th or 14th. So not a day that he really wanted at all.
Well, you know,
it looks like he may even go a lap down. I can see Jared.
If you do this as well, you know, riding along with Jared's car here, and you know, since he's mastering this track, I believe he deserves to turn it up for these race fans at home.
Absolutely. Looks like we got some more bad news there. The number 8 Chevy of Dab King has retired. Looks like he had some mechanical issues, and that's not good.
No.
That is our first playoff driver out of the race. Definitely not what he wanted. So, you know, going into the next 2 weeks, he's going to be in a spot where he's going to need to grab some points or get a win. So, definitely not what he's looking for, especially when you got guys up here up front like Little Uzi and Big Belly Brand sitting third and fourth, grabbing all those points, and Sparkly Marker not having a good day. Let's check in on our 2 other playoff drivers. It looks like we got Upcountry, who has not had a very fast race, but he's had a decently clean race as he has gotten past you know, Sparkly Marker and it looks like 3 other cars. So he's slowly working his way up. And then our final playoff driver that we're checking in on is the double zero.
Our leader's down pit road.
Couple of cars, yep. Let's see if we can find Libert. Yep, it looks like Libert's making his way onto pit road. It looks like he was in the top 5. So Libert making his way up there, staying on a clean, consistent day. He's got probably the cleanest car I've seen out, other than maybe Jared. He definitely has a super clean car. So, staying out of trouble, keeping the car up front. He's doing what he has to do as well. So, you know, only Uzi, Libert, and Big Belly Brand having the best day out of this race, as far as the playoff drivers go.
Oh,
it look at this battle continue.
The car just got off before Jared.
Wow. Yeah, this battle, I was just going to say, this battle between Little Uzi and Big Belly Brand, these two have been nose to tail, side by side for the last 20 laps, and they are still battling. They haven't made their pit stop yet, so Jared short pitting them again. Ark, I got to tell you, I think, this is a mistake again. I think, Jared pitting so much earlier than these two, he's just going to increase that gap. I don't think staying out on the racetrack at this point is going to help him at all.
No. And to be honest here, if nothing happens or a caution doesn't come out, I think Jared has this one in the bag here at Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway.
Well, as we've seen, anything can happen, so we'll keep tabs on it. But I'll tell you what, Jared has been hot this week. Because on Monday night he ended up winning the Cup race at the Roval, a race that he said he wasn't that strong at, but him being a road course master, he found a way to get it done. There was a little controversy after that finish, but the results stand and everything, and he's won 3 road courses this year, so definitely his strong suit. But we'll see how he's going to do, because there are no more road courses. But, he's shown that he can get it done anywhere tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He also had a strong truck at Las Vegas on Sunday. So, what a week for the 43-car truck driver.
Yeah. And it's quite funny, actually Jarrett won that Roval race because the leader crashed into the wall coming out of that final turn. It's almost a recreation of the Jimmy Johnson thing, but
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So here we are, the second and third now the leaders right now coming to pit road. Big Belly Brand getting in the grass a little bit. Uzi giving him a tap as they get him on pit road, but they just stayed out an extra 5 or 6 laps there, so definitely not. But yeah, as we were talking about that Roval race,
Yeah, I'm not quite
exciting
sure what
finish
their, excuse me. I'm not quite sure what their pit strategy is, but it's definitely not going to work out here, because Jared is
we'll definitely
he's just gone. He's just gone.
Yeah, he definitely is. But yeah, going back to that Roval race, it was really interesting. I believe it was Sparkly Marker, him and me, very close to each other, and I made a mistake and drove myself into the wall, and then there was actually some contact. Jared actually did get into the rear bumper of Sparkly Marker, which may or may not have had to do with Marker going into the wall there on the last lap, but definitely some playoff drivers showing aggression there for sure, and we've seen it here, and I'm sure we'll continue to see it as we go to some really exciting tracks coming up.
Well, I tell you what, Jared doesn't have to worry about a controversy tonight, because, he's been rocking and rolling here, and Sparkly Marker is nowhere near him, so...
No, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see,
unless the ghost of him pops up, then nothing here is gonna...
Yeah, oh, Big Belly Brand! No, is that Big Belly? No, that was Up Country getting into the wall there. It almost looked like that was Big Belly Brand, but something happened here. Help me figure this out, because Little Uzi is in, looks like, turn 3, and Jared is hitting the line, but I'm trying to find where Big Belly Brand is, because something must have happened on pit road, because he is way back with Libert right now. He lost all that track position, or not track position, but time. Looks like there's a gap here. Those two were side by. Actually, I lied. It was actually Uzi that had the issue, because Libert has moved up to the 3rd spot, and Big Belly Brand is with him in 4th, but Uzi is all the way back, it looks like, in 6th now.
I think we had a case of the little tap and go situation. I think those two drivers came up on Little Uzi, gave him a little tap, said get out of here, and Well, I think he fell back in the pack. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. I can't help to think something happened there on pit road. Whether he didn't look like he sped, but just I don't know, time difference. Maybe he got a little loose coming off pit road. But either way, there's definitely a gap now. We'll see if he can get back up to them. But let's check in on our leader.
Jared's still holding strong.
Turn 3 here. He had just got past a couple of lap cars there of looks like KR and another and Extreme. No, it was Midnight Peak and Extreme Shocks. But look at something interesting here. We were talking about the ones to watch are at least my pick for that. Zachary sitting in the number 60 car. He is not too far behind Jared now. There are 2 lap cars behind or in between them. But look at this. I mean, he is definitely showing some strength. Midnight Peak moving over for him. But it looks like Jared only has a 2.5 second lead. So do you think that that Zachary would mount a little comeback here and catch that leader?
Well, depending on how many laps that we have left, which I'm not completely sure because
actually I'll go check on that. Why don't I'm going to leave and you send me an invite to the race.
Alright.
And I will tell us exactly how many laps we got left here.
Alrighty.
And we'll see if we can keep track. I might pop out again. We can keep doing this and I'll double check. Or I could use Libert Stream.
Yeah, just use Libert Stream because you don't want to disconnect from the party of the race.
Yeah, I am going to need that invite though.
Alright.
I did jump out. We'll know exactly how many laps right now and then I'll see if I can pull it up.
But anyways, Jared is still holding strong here. Who is this car behind him? Is that a lap car? I tell you what, is Zachary that white car coming up on him right now?
Yes, he is.
Oh.
Yes, he is. I didn't get the game invite yet. Yeah, I still didn't. Yeah. There we go. Perfect.
Zachary is coming, man. I tell you what, he is coming hard.
Yeah, we are at lap 134 of 180, so we've got roughly 46 laps to go. There's definitely going to be some pit stops involved there. So, we are nearing the conclusion of this race, but not quite yet.
That is actually the 95 car. That is not Zachary.
That is not Zachary. Which car is that?
That's the 95 car. Whoever 95 is.
Oh. That's the 95. That's Alec.
Yeah, so I don't know if he is a lap car or what. I think
he was towards the back there. I think he's a lap down, yeah.
Yeah, well, he just got his lap back.
Okay. Oh, yes, that's, your wrong white car you were thinking of. That is Alec, who pitted a little bit later, I think, and he is, he's on fresh tires getting past the leader for his lap back. But,
Libert is on pit road.
Okay, so what did I say? Jared had that early pit strategy of pitting early, so it looks like Libert is trying to use that same. But no, look, what I'm talking about is look at that white car right behind Jared now. That is the number 60 of Zachary, who is on the lead lap. So he has ran Jared down by about a second and a half. He is challenging for the lead here.
Now my question is he going to try and take that lead right now, or is he going to try to conserve his tires? Because remember, that was one of the keys you made in your keys to this race.
Absolutely. I think, it's going to be a battle. It looks like, he's not going to waste any time. But if I were him, I would if I was going to take that spot, I would try to take it as quickly as possible and then start saving tires again. You don't want to battle him a lot. You want to get by and then run your line.
Yeah, you're cutting out a bit. All right. Look at the lead. Well, my comp code is definitely going to be interesting because with Jared going, with Zachary to pit road, that was a good decision. Not here coming to closer
I mean,
to the end.
if I were him, I'd pit right now. Yeah. You got, Jared and I'm able to be behind you, and he pit after Jared just
maybe, maybe something that we don't, and, maybe banking on a coming out. Maybe his car can run him back as he does for pit road. Here's the one thing
though,
Jared
not an advantage, like I said, he has, but did make a smart move and pit close. So we'll see. Jared might gain a couple tenths here, but hopefully for him, have a clean exit, and he can at least run back up there. But we'll see where he cycles. Keep an eye on him as he cycles pit stops here. We'll see if the gap between Jared is same.
Another thing I'm concerned about is he get lapped though, and I think he did. He is a lap down.
Here he goes. Yeah, they are going to be. He's coming off the pit road. Jared has about a soft lead on him. So Zachary definitely some ground there, and look right behind him. Like little Uzi made up some ground. Now Uzi pit with Jared. I wouldn't be surprised. On the ground he made up. Liberty North there, definitely still doing a good. It looks like Uzi battle, but looks like Gully Brand ground. He's not up where he was before. See what he can do as Big Bell taking that left-hand turn road. We'll see where he cycles out. He's not in a good spot now, hitting.
The thing that some of these drivers are hoping, but wish that it would happen. A caution out and stirring the whole thing back up. One thing, single file like this, and it's pretty interesting. But another thing, when Hornets nest back in the mix of things. Seems like simple difficulties. Code Taylor. Don't know what's going on.
Sorry about that. I think my microphone. What did you ask?
And one thing is like racing file, but what if it brings that hornet's nest back into pit?
That's true. I mean, like we said before, no race until the leader crosses the line. So, anything can happen here. A caution, race up. I'm one guy that doesn't want to see a caution would be that 43. And might add, maybe even that number Zachary. He looks like coming into the pit, reeling in Jared. So
now was he a lap down, or
caution.
Is he Jim?
Oh, he is in second. Now I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure.
Does it look like he passed pit road?
Yeah.
But it's my eyes.
Yeah, he passed. You go. So when you pit here at gate, you go a lap in the pit cycle, and then you unlap yourself. The lead. And that's one thing that I always bring up. I make the argument that Gateway is a short track because you lap down here when you pit. You can also two sometimes. So it definitely races like one. And the green flag pits, the caution comes out while you put the lap down.
Oh, yeah.
So you definitely want to make sure that people hate to stay out for much longer because you're under a risk.
Now here's the thing that could be a mistake. Jared, he's 512 car a little bit, and now I allowed 60 to.
Yeah, definitely been right. Wheel harder, but a couple guys that may want to caution here. Let's scroll all the way back to let's see if we third place driver. That would be for the moment if we could find him. Way back. Wow, there's quite a gap between second and third. believe it's Libert. So, Libert is your race driver. And Belly Brand has cycled out, so even though he stayed out longer, he did put himself to the 52. So these three playoff drivers back, even though they're doing, I think they would want to caution just of how far back.
All right, let's get to our clear. And that's car. He's right behind Jared.
If it goes green, this will be an interesting finish.
Yeah.
I think as far as goes, I think the 60 car has the fastest car in the racetrack.
Well, I mean, he proved
Jared
it. He won the pole.
Fast and dominant, for sure. He has been fast and consistent. I think way more consistent than the 60. I think that him just being a veteran in the sport. But I think from what I've seen today, that's the track that's got something for that 43. What a day for this man. I think, coming from somebody that only a couple starts, some lackluster finishes, to battling the lead at a tough track. I mean, even if he does this race, if he can get to where he's at right now, that would be a win for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, your car was stopped on
Oh, we
the
have a
track.
slow car.
Yeah.
Yeah, slow car. Can't tell who that was, but we had a really slow car.
It was Alex. Alex, 95 car.
Yeah, Alex 95. We also, it looks like, I might be wrong here. Looks like the 7 might have just had an engine fail. Can't tell. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but it looks like, that might be good for his chances. We've already had engine failures. We had the 16 of Cross, the 8 of Dab King, and yeah, I confirm this. I see Andy moving. It looks like the 37 of Mid and 28 of Upcoming, both with McShoes. So that's 2 off drivers having along with 3 others. So this definitely puts a lot of cars. So I'm surprised to see you.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm here is, as we continue to run, Jared's tires are slipping going into these turns, and he's getting a little loose going into the turns. That's not a surprise they're racing at this short or whatever you want to be.
For sure. See if we lap counter on here. I'm winding down, so we'll see how many there are left. Yeah, I mean, I'm watching both these guys, and those cars definitely getting. You can tell that just when they exit the corner. You can see the rear end a little bit. So, definitely to that, but they look they're pretty tough. You can find as
oh
looks
my
like
God, the 60 is dude.
I'm telling you that it looks like Libert Stream. It looks like we are 25 to go. Only 25 laps remain. A fuel run is due. Here's an interesting situation with Libert pitting. I have to save about 2 laps of fuel to make it to the end, but I don't fuel that be as big as those tires are going to be my concern. I mean, saving fuel, I'm sure he's a mass saver, but those tires. But and the is look at these leaders; these haven't pitted yet. These guys are probably good to go.
So now my question
so they're going to be
is,
safe. They're going to pit.
Is Zachary going to take the battle here and pit first?
Yeah, if I pit as soon as to make it to the end.
Oh,
and it looks like the lap car P5 just 60 as a 60 underneath the 40. Oh, there's some car in the backstretch.
Oh my
These two
God.
bumping and banging. Jared is definitely not happy that he lost as he comes to pit.
I think he
So
was.
there you
Oh,
go.
he spun out.
It looks like
spun out.
oh, we have trouble for that 43. Just out, that's a mistake. You don't often see from a vet. Under pressure, he just made a big mistake. That is what you want to see. You're leading this, not at all.
Interested to see,
So-
is Zachary going to come to pit road now?
There he goes.
Indeed he is.
I would say advantage.
Yes.
Smart play there. He saw the the 43 go down pit road, have that issue. So what the 60 is my favorite in this. He is on with only one on Jared. Made a mistake-free pit road. So we'll see. As long as he can get on the track and run 20-some laps,
Jared is just leaving
clean,
pit road now.
he might have this.
Oh yeah.
And 60 is pulling in his pit stop. Shocker! What a huge miss in these last couple of laps. And what did I say earlier? One of Slide's keys to the race, getting on that access road and off. That is a huge one. And
Zachary
I
just
know you
exited
mentioned
pit
it
road
earlier,
now.
I wasn't. He goes. I wanted to spread out a little bit. Yeah, my third key to the race after Cincinnati and tire wear is that pit entrance. That
one
is
thing Zachary needs one.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got a good. I mean, this 52 and the 70 not made their stops yet. Oh, loose! Oh, save that car. I could leave that. So Zachary's easily gonna pass who have already stopped or haven't made their pit stops yet. So he's got a big lead because he's just gonna have a monumental if not anything like a caution where we will eye on this. But I'm keeping my car. What a performance he's had. He had that early mistake, spinning, fought back. He is back up. What a performance, young man.
35.
If you're gonna make a mistake in the make like he did, and timely mistake at the end that can cost you. Look back to the if we can Jared. We got Jared is behind Ford Tough. The last time I checked, around 7th or 8th, so he is not happy about that. I'm sure to go from
and
the
I
lead
have to question that. What was that thinking? First of all, he got in Zach and Jared coming onto pit.
Yeah, I mean, Jared's got it about lap cars. You tend to let the lead have a lot of playoffs. The things he as he it looks like Honor, Big Ben, and he making there now. So this is what I was talking about with Zachary back to the lead, and Libbert had passed, but not pulling punches here. He takes it wide down the middle, and Libbert clearly not happy. Libbert gives the bumper back. He said, "I'm a driver. Stan, you just had an issue on pit road, need points." So battling for now Evan and Jared way back in now it cycles out in 5th. So
So Zachary is our leader right now, correct?
Yeah, he has to be confirmed that as soon as I get some word. But Jared definitely unhappy with that, but he's still running in the top 5. Not too bad, but obviously when you're leading the race, you want to have 14 to go at the line. So we are definitely winding it down. Looks like Libbert definitely saving. Yeah, Zach, I can confirm. No, I am wrong. So Jared is in 3rd, Libbert 4th, Zach is now in 2nd, 12 ahead of Jared. I'm gonna figure out who. It must be a car pit yet. Yeah, it's a car that's behind right now. I'm not who that is yet, but he definitely stayed at the track. We're gonna figure as soon as that out. I will let you guys. But right now, I think Zachary is 6 spots. And like I said before, even if he finishes 2nd, what a hell of a performance he's put on today. Absolute excellence. Yeah, the Libbert's sitting on 6th. We do. Almost 10. Look at this battle. Jared lets Big Belly Brandon. We don't know if these let by because they're playoff or he got loose there, but these two are battle right in front.
It's definitely something. It's definitely something we're gonna add during a time that we call. Sure, after the race, after we interview some of the best drivers in the world, of this or that. We will be staying home during this thing. We're y'all. These are putting a show on, and so we want to help people have watched the crisis. I want to hear Mr. Slide Job into that.
Absolutely. We're very proud of the proud to drivers in front of you. And, I'm looking for post-race interviews.
Oh yeah.
It's really help broadcast.
In the
whoa! Big issue. Like the 12 of Booth completely big belly in the 78. Wow. I don't know. We are green, but I don't know what that was about. But
no,
the 12 is very visible, unhappy with 78 right now. I don't know for what 12 I believe is on. Should be on that, but he's not a playoff driver. He's just playoff driver. Weird tough things to talk about in the interview. That I don't know.
Oh.
That talk about aggression. Here we are, but it looks like whoever that car was out has made their pits. The leaders on the opposite side of Libert with 8 to go. I'm pretty sure Zachary. I will confirm as soon as I get word here the officials, but it's been a wild race for sure.
Oh yeah,
but it's
definitely.
been wild for sure.
And it's always a
it
good
looks
race
like
here.
Uzi is second, Nilla third, fourth, Big Billy fifth, sixth. Can't see who the leader is. I wish, but it's got to be Zach who's in front of Libert, and he's still out.
Yeah.
So I confirm that Zachary is our with little Uzi
just got
in
word.
second. But look at this lead that Zachary has. He is out on his own. Leave those tires. He can relax because it was a huge back to Uzi. So he's got a cruise right now. I know might be his first. If he pulls this through, he's getting nervous. I'm sure. The gets pumping. Your hands get, but you just got to out. We got 5 to 9. So it's definitely gonna be here, and it's close for people too because we got. I'm looking now. He's only 18%. He definitely can save at the end of this race. 5 to go. The leader is 18 seconds in the lead, and Uzi is 8 seconds back. So that means that he is roughly 10 seconds ahead of our second car. So you definitely got to manage. Libert might be in trouble. Down to 12% right rear with 4 to go. I don't know. I think, like I said, one of the other to the race, saving that right rear. It is not an easy task. It's a tall to do it. This might be trouble for the playoff. He can give up a spot here.
If Zachary pulls this is going to be the best day of his year.
What a finish this was off with Ford moving past into the position because Libert is in a save mode 6%. I think he's gonna lose it. We got a car in the wall off of the car. I don't know who that was. It looked like a tire might have had a tire down. Libert have one down too. The Boots that press the inside in turn 2. I don't know what happened there.
No, because below
fire down. No, we are not going to caution here. So this will end or yellow on a caution, but yep, we're just going to get lapped. I can see how Wall he's in 7th place. Wow, what a turn for some playoffs. But let's watch. Here comes them turn 3 and 4.
Final
Here
turn.
it comes around the turn. Can he finish this out? Pull a shocker. Woo! Zachary will be your winner. Wait. What a performance by them. He's on the pole. He run. Fully mistake, slamming the wall, spinning around in that treacherous wall. Came back. He fought with Jared. Clean pit up, and he wins this race in domination.
Man, I can't wait to end
I
that
have to say.
I mean, that right there, that deserves a Hannah up there, man. That was...
And let's not forget, what a day for little Uzi. I know he's going to be mad at this one because he finished second again.
They just invited the party for
here we go.
Post-race interviews.
We're going to go interview some drivers here. Here we go. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're gonna talk to a driver that ran mid pad some early struggles. We turned around there. Let's stream shock. First tonight, a decent though. Tell us how your day went. Definitely seen car.
Timer.
He had some struggles, but I'm sure he learned a lot. And, definitely to the next week. All right. Why don't you go for marker?
All right. Well, yeah. Marker, marker. You eat there.
Mm-hmm. He's
And-
talking to you. Some technical.
Gonna
Record or something.
hear me now. All right. All right. Yeah. Your car had to be there, and then back in it, and it just went there. That's how. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well, we're glad to be in here at Winston Racing League track, and have a better run next week.
Alright, we are here. Mr. Nilla MG had his first race as ever in the Xfinity. Definitely, you know, it seems like you fit on the long run as well as a lot of other people. First race went. Alright, Nilla, you. Oh, alright, get back.
I hear him.
No,
Slide.
I hear. Is it really hear him for some?
I can hear him. He's talking.
Tell him to leave the back and we'll get right back to him.
So he said leave again. He couldn't hear you.
Let's talk to Mr. Little Uzi. You finished today. I know this is getting a little bit as you've been doing well. Another sex finish for you. You finished higher than playoff driver 10 points. How your race went.
No.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna win, 'cause I know a lot of other drivers had some struggles. Congrats, Saturday. Our take belly, bro.
Alright, Brand. It seemed like you had towards the end of the looked like that you little in our part. Tell us what happened and how they went.
Oh, it's a big show. A good night run by players than we fished in the top. I mean, that's where I go. We definitely had a top 5 car. I'm gonna say car in that race just from we had the most consistent car on track that I've never mistaken. Second week, third out of a good, and then there third, and know what I guess the something for some reason well they went, and one of them decided to just on purpose just ram into the back of them. I had no clue what that was about. It's whatever, can't help you, but.
We're wondering what happened there. Yeah, you definitely could sit. I remember sitting there watching you guys. It's there. The people were running away from you saying, "What did Billy Brand do?" Every single time it's a mistake, and you had kept.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. I talked to you. We're tough. Other
Is it him and her?
I think we got more after.
Because
Mr. We'll both do. We got 4.
When it turned first, solid. Second stage, I made pit road. Luckily, it was towards the end, and was able to top throughout the started very back on 13. Or I'm glad I did. Yeah, if I did pit it, those guys would have in front of them. Guys got into a few game yet, but no, I mean, first time run, I can't complain. I was good.
Alec, we knew Cloud Con race, and you had a car, so I can just and how did you guys understand?
I would have probably more spot at the top in that league. Jumping.
There you go. Talk to Nilla. So name for you decent mid pass. All right. Our take, Mr.
Already delivered, It looked like decent. You know, probably could have ended, but go through in the final part, and it went.
Coaster day, qualifiably started in the back, was worked my way up. I knew I had a car as the one tires wore. I was putting up distance. Worked my way up, going stage 1, stage 2, and everything. And fighting the street, trying to the lead. He got up at 4 and just onto the rumble round. Hopefully, I collected, and he got the worst end of the where I didn't. Was it going kind of quick? From then on, the day on the shot, I strapped myself back at the end. I blew it to same home down 7.
Where
Yeah.
working how clear you had long and avoiding all the we were watching years there. And was that you really gonna have an, or did you feel like you could have?
Honestly, tired of concern at the beginning. I knew I was a few on feet because I would say few on tires at the time. It's very tough to just tired.
Yeah, absolutely. World Budgies, that is definitely a tough track on tires.
Yeah.
We have a driver that the infield center getting tired and all. Hey, Pete, look a little. Let's how you're. Well, forbidden after strong profess weekend live. Alright, we are Darren Vick, man that had and he won a windy race. Mercury, what a hell you had. Tell us how you consistently that walk and that we're gonna claim.
You're hot. Here, your easy race where it was meeting. Was the time, like, you know, like he's one where I got a pit before manage those getting. Yeah.
Jeez.
So you won a couple of, and there's been Mert in the group of, you know, who is he good at to make stage on NASCAR race? But car on today, getting fat over 10th. You know, skill to win a race first. You know, how do you think this moment? Well, congratulations, you know, you did a job to hit Ox, and are looking at this race off and race for Pixie. Congrats again.
Yes. And congratulations, your win. LP victory, we're waiting for you. That so why don't you go if you haven't?
Alright, a wrap for Xfinity WWT at Gate Week today with the is a race and day in the race at I. We will hear Xfinities with the race of the rest weekend. All that out.
Ready, ladies and gentlemen, again, racing at Texway, and y'all will see you for that every night.
But Zachary, you said